Court is calling 2022 CR 0423, State of Texas versus Joseph Balboa. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense?
Megan Enriquez present for Don Coons for Joseph Balboa.
All right, come on up. Are you Joseph Balboa?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're here for sentencing. On April 14th, you entered a plea of no contest, count 1. According to the plea bargaining agreement, a punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State will remain silent on your application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision, and they will take in consideration 2022 CR 0065. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Your Honor, we have.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections from the states?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Judge.
All right, well, the state is silent on his application for deferred adjudication. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge, if we could swear him in, I'd like to ask him a few questions.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna need you to speak up. You can lower your hand. Defense?
Mr. Balboa, how old are you?
31.
Where do you live?
138.
I'm sorry.
We cannot hear you. And everyone, if you could please whisper for us.
31 years old. Stay right here for 138 Cornell Avenue.
You live here in San Antonio?
Yes, ma'am. Here in San Antonio.
Okay, and your brother, your roommate,
Oh, yes, ma'am.
just y'all two?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you work
Yes, ma'am.
full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you work?
McLean Food Service Company.
Okay, tell the judge
I'm
what you,
gonna- I'm
Okay,
gonna
hold
order
on,
selector.
hold on. Slow down and then speak up and clear so I can hear you.
slow down a little bit.
I got McLean Food Service.
Yeah, McLean Food Service Company. It's I'm an order selector. Oh,
Hold it closer to you.
okay. I'm an order selector. That's about all I do there.
Tell the judge what you do. How many hours a week do you work?
Well, I work every week. I get about like 43 hours and try to get overtime as much as I can.
And how much are you,
But I'm like
how much are you earning?
18.50 an hour.
Okay, and are you close to getting a promotion?
Well, no,
A raise.
well, I have to perform 4 things that they need, which is above at least 95%. And they'll move me up to $22 an hour. I have to do that for 4 weeks straight.
And before these arrests, you had never been arrested for a felony.
No, man, this is first offense of anything.
Okay, and if the judge were to grant you deferred adjudication, you're motivated to successfully complete it,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yeah.
And you keep busy by working a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you also pay child support?
Yes, I do. For one child.
Okay, and beyond the mandatory payment, do you also give the mother of your child money for other expenses?
Yes, ma'am, for daycare. And if she needs more money for diapers or something.
Nothing further, Mr. Balboa.
I have no question.
All right, if you drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And know that you're going to be tested.
I might be negative now. So.
Well, okay. So what might you have used? What potentially could you be positive for?
Probably the
All right. So how often are you using cocaine?
it was just a whole type thing.
No.
No,
you should-
it honestly wasn't. It was. No, it really was. I haven't done it in so long. I just recently just felt like down into the depressing. It was just one time,
When was this one time?
about like 3-4 days ago.
All right. So what else have you used in the past?
Nothing. Oh, in the past, it was just marijuana
And what else?
and the LSD that we have been on there for, but I haven't used anything other than that. And that I swear to.
And what are the ages of your children?
The ages are 2, 7, and 16 months.
All right. And where are they living?
2 of them are in Puerto Rico, the oldest, and then one's down here with their mothers.
Has Child Protective Services been
Oh,
involved?
no, man, no, man.
Does anybody know the result of his MIC evaluation?
Did you have?
Not yet. They told me I have to go after court for the mental evaluation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's after this day.
All right. Is there any other follow-up questions?
No, Your Honor. Just brief argument.
All right, court will hear argument.
Your Honor, this is his first felony arrest. He's 31 years old. He's working full-time, often overtime. None of the children live with him, but he does help provide for them by sending financial resources. So I do think that he stays busy with work. He is living with his brother as a roommate. And I do think he is motivated to keep a felony conviction off of his record. And so for that reason, we ask the court to respectfully grant him deferred adjudication.
All right. It says that the restitution amount for drug testing is $1,965. Is there an issue with that? I mean, that's a large amount.
I do know that there were multiple substances that were
Yes.
found. So if he had the term of his deferred, I think he would be able to pay it over the term of his deferred.
All right. Court will sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
And
There's a
that's
fifth.
I'm sorry, that's the 19 plus the 15, right? For the, okay, I'm sorry.
No, I've just been told that according to the PSI report that the restitution is $1,900.
Okay, okay, well, I'm sorry.
I don't see anything else. Is there something else that I'm
No,
missing?
I thought it was a 1,500.
Oh, he's talking about the fine, Your Honor.
All right. So 6 years deferred adjudication, $1,500 fine prorated. Take in consideration 2022 CR 0065. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 150 hours community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination that includes the booster. However, the court is not requiring you to do that, but if you do that, or if you've done that and you provide proof to probation, the court will deduct 40 of those hours. There's going to be parenting classes with compadre y compadre. And those must be completed, and once they're completed, the court will waive the remaining of your community service hours. MIC evaluation. Cognitive behavior classes. Someone help me out. What are they trying to do with that? Change his thought processes?
Yes.
Mr. Balboa,
Yes, ma'am.
change your thought processes. What that means is stop letting your first go-to be to do
Sure,
drugs.
yes,
You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I'm working on that on myself too.
All right.
It's hard doing it on my own.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, so me sober, I'm perfectly fine when I'm sober. It's just when I'm on that, that's when
Yes.
everything is chemically imbalanced.
Your Honor, it's 10 weeks long, approximately 20 hours.
All right, so we're not gonna do cognitive behavior classes. We'll see where you are once you are on the road to sobriety.
Yes, ma'am.
And then if he does need cognitive behavior classes, after we've addressed that issue, then we'll do that. There's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Jeremiah. That's your brother,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Jeremiah Espinoza, just, I know they stay together, but just, does
No, yeah,
Jeremiah want to
no.
have contact with him?
Oh, yeah, my brother's fine.
We've previously spoken to him in our conversations with him. He was apprehensive and essentially declined prosecution. So I don't have a specific, I might be able to have a specific answer for you, but
Are you staying with your brother right
Yes,
now?
ma'am. Right now, yes, ma'am.
Okay, just 1 moment. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, no harmful or injurious contact with Jeremiah Espinoza. Felony drug court. You're gonna do the UA hotline, and here's the thing, when you go over to felony drug court, don't do to them what you did to me, which was, I think I'm gonna be clean. Don't do that to them, you need to tell them the truth. I don't know, here's the thing. I don't know anybody your age who's just using cocaine once, especially when you know what happened in regards to this case where you're hallucinating or paranoid from using drugs, and you could have ended up killing your brother. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna want the UA hotline until he is accepted in felony drug court. Gonna do a TAP evaluation. So if he's not accepted in felony drug court, then it'll be a TAP evaluation, follow all recommendations. And I'm gonna want a UA today so we can see where he is. And that's gonna be today, and they're gonna do that for you in court today. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Probation, is there anything else that he needs?
Did you say anything about field visits?
Thank you. We're gonna do field visits 2 times per month, random. And that's until further notice. All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? Mr. Balboa, do you need anything else in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Balboa, you're gonna be drug tested. We can go off the record. You're gonna be drug tested today.
Okay.
Before I get the drug test back, you're saying the only thing there may be is
It's
cocaine. Is
yes,
that
ma'am.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing else?
No, ma'am.
All right, and is your
I'm not here-
brother,
I'm not here to lie to you. I'm trying to get what I can get, to get my life back on track.
okay, and you have a Ghostbusters tattoo?
Yes, man.
Why?
That's my Rocky's favorite movie when he was young.
Oh,
When he was
okay.
younger, yes, man.
All right. All right, well, probation is gonna go over conditions with you. They're gonna do a UA.
Okay.
All right, we're on the record. And 2022 CR 0423, State of Texas versus Joseph Balboa. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
defense?
Cornelius Cox for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Balboa?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court did have a chance to review the exhibits that were entered in the contested hearing from April 30th. The defendant had pled not true to violation of condition number 1. Evidence was presented at the violation of condition number 1. And that was states exhibits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the court found violation of condition number 1 true. We're now here for sentencing. State, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we're asking for 15 years in the prison, based on the underlying is a second-degree felony, Your Honor. It's a drug case. But I know you've seen the court summary. The defendant had opportunities on probation, and he got something for it in exchange for his plea, right? So in exchange for pleading to deferred, he's looking at the full range here. But he didn't take advantage of that opportunity while he's on deferred, Your Honor. He wasn't reporting, didn't do a whole lot when he was on that community supervision, Your Honor. And then he did assault that officer. I know you heard the testimony, and you saw the video, and you saw the pictures. So that's why we're asking for 15 years, Your Honor.
All right. Defense?
Yeah, if I may, I know the court saw the video in testimony. I know the court found true, but even the officer, as he testified, indicated that my client was always moving away from him. There was some suggestion that my client would say maybe the aggressor. Now, there may have been some type of resisting, but in terms of actually assaulting the officer, I don't think that was clear on the video. I don't even think by preponderance of the evidence. The both parties, my client was injured. He went to the hospital. I think the officers got some pictures too of the hospital.
All right, I did see on the video, your client punched the officer, and it was his first day on the job, I think.
The officer's
The
first day.
witness who testified, yes, he was brand new.
And I don't think. I didn't see it that way. I saw there was some movement,
Mhm.
but in terms of punch, though my client's name is Balboa, I can see that, but the punching part, I think it was more backing up, trying to create distance between him and the officer. And I think on the video, it was indicated that my client was basically just trying to close his house down, and he was gonna leave peacefully, but it never came to that. So he got, he got hurt too. I mean, some things were done. I just feel that, Judge, on this type of situation, I think 15 years, like the state is asking for, based on the underlying.
If he's revoked, what would you be asking for?
If he was revoked, my first preference would be to continue him on. And basically, she just wants work, he wants to provide for his family. And he would absolutely love another opportunity to prove himself. But I think if the court just gonna revoke him and give him a felony record, my suggestion would be 2 years.
All right, so here's the thing, Mr. Balboa. You entered a plea bargain agreement, and that plea bargain agreement was for punishments to be assessed at 6 years. The state was silent on your application for deferred adjudication, but they were recommending community supervision. And I'm sure I probably told you, if I grant your application for deferred adjudication, you're subject to the full range of punishment. All right, and so do you remember my saying that to you?
Yes, sir.
All right,
And may I say something?
well, here's the thing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Do you want to be subject to cross-examination? Oh, that means that the state would have a chance to question you. Court is going to find you guilty.
Yes.
Court is going to grant the motion, revoke you. The court is going to sentence you to 7 years. I'm going to give you credit for any time served. And I'll ask for the therapeutic community. Is there anything else?
Nothing for you.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I think you know deep down in your heart, I gave you a chance to be on deferred adjudication. And all you had to do was report, do some classes. And if I ordered parenting classes, it's because you had a child. You saw yourself on the video, right? I mean, you saw yourself on the officer's body cam.
Yes, ma'am, but I have film on my own as well, but I'm not gonna.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing, all right, it's irrelevant.
All right, because they were coming to serve a warrant because
But
you have a warrant out this court.
So you said they're there for a welfare check, so.
Yeah, I mean, a welfare check plus, guess what? When they went to go do a welfare check, according to the officer's testimony, they found out that you had a warrant, and that warrant was not reporting for your probation in this case. You understand? So guess what? If you would have been reported in probation, they probably would have never had to do a welfare check. You know why? Because if you would have had an issue with mental health or anything else, you could have told probation, probation would have taken care of it. But at the very least, they would have just been there potentially for a welfare check. But now it spirals to this, you understand?